On today's dessert menu, we have New York style cheesecake with fresh strawberry topping and Grand Marnier.
The first step to making the cheesecake is making the graham cracker crust.
So I'll start with the crust by stirring together the crust ingredients. The graham crackers, salt, sugar, and the melted butter.
Now what Cheryl's looking for when she's making this is to get all of the ingredients evenly mixed in and to get that butter evenly mixed. It's almost going to be like she's making a mixture of wet sand. That's what she's looking for. And she's pretty close.
That looks good to me. Okay?
That looks great, Cheryl.
Okay, I'll hold it and you pour it in.
Okay. So we have our sand mixture here, or sand-like mixture here of graham cracker filling, and we're going to press this into the pan, and we're also I want to push it up to the sides so I can get about an inch up the sides, which is going to help me make the crust. At this point, I'm going to get in here with my hands because I really want to control and get a good feel for what's happening in the crust here. It's really important to go by feel, and as you press your hands around, you can feel where the thick and the thin sections are of this crust. So you know by touch where you need to either add more crust or take some away. We're pretty close here, but it's really important as well to make sure you press this nice and firm, because if it's really loose, you may get some pockets of holes and you run the risk of your cream cheese batter leaking out if you don't completely seal it.
And are you trying to get the crust all the way to the top of this pan?
No, I just want to get it about an inch up.
Okay.
So and actually that's a good question. What's going to happen is the cheesecake batter is going to come above the crust a little bit.
Okay. And you can do this and chill it overnight.
Yeah, you could do this now, which we're doing, and then we're going to go ahead and make our crust. Or you could make this and refrigerate it until you're ready. So now that this is done, we're going to go ahead and make our cream cheese or cheesecake batter. So the crust is chilling, and now it's time to make the filling.
I preheated the oven to 550 degrees, and now I'll make the filling with the cream cheese, sugar, flour, and orange zests.
That looks good. The next part is to add the eggs and the yolks one at a time, and then we're going to go ahead and add in the vanilla. What's important is you want to incorporate all of the ingredients together, but you don't want too much air in here, because if you get too much air, you don't get a dense cheesecake. So the cheesecake batter is done now. All we have to do is pour the batter into our crust, and it's time to bake.
And now I'm going to pour the filling into the pan with the graham cracker crust.
Let me scrape that for you.
Thank you. We'll get that all in until it's full. Thank you, Keone. And then what I'm going to do is tap the pan to allow the air bubbles to come out. And then I'll put it in a baking pan. And Keone, if you can add in about 1.5 inches of water. And then we'll bake it in the oven for 12 minutes. And then reduce the temperature to 200 degrees and bake it for another hour. And while we're baking it, Keone will make the topping.
The strawberry topping is really easy to make. All it is 3 ingredients. Strawberries. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm going to put a splash of Grand Marnier, or you could use Frangelico. And all you do is you mix them together. and you let it macerate for about an hour. You could even do it overnight. And it's not only good for a cheesecake, it's great on ice cream. We'll let these macerate for an hour and we'll come back and take a look at the cheesecake.
Okay. We made this cheesecake last night and refrigerated it overnight, and so we're ready to eat. So Keone will run his knife around the pan to loosen the cheesecake from the sides, and then we'll release the springform. Wow, beautiful. And it's ready to eat.
And we'll put a nice little slice there. We'll pull a little bit out.
And I'll put the topping on. And there you go. New York style cheesecake with fresh strawberries and Grand Marnier. For this recipe and more, visit us at foodland.com.